Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Pipebomb Pod. 11 letters, 2 words. Pipebomb Pod. What's up? Got our boys back again. We got the Shield back together. Whatever you want to call us. I got the Jimmy to my J right here. I got my what are you, Jay? Sami Zayn? Are you feeling Uzi?
I'm an honorary Oos.
You're honorary Oos right here. We got the family's back together, man. The family, we're all here, ready to recap some Backlash, Smackdown, Raw, give you some fun segments, aka the best segment ever created by yours truly, Jay, aka Alex, aka whatever you want to call me. Okay, so how are we feeling today? Just off of Backlash, Smackdown, Raw. Just give me one word to describe this past week in wrestling.
One word. We got a word. Yeet. It's been great. Raw was great. Backlash was good. Smackdown, it picked up a little bit. Still Road Dogg's doing his thing, but
yeah.
Other than that, Backlash was fantastic. I can't wait to get into Backlash.
Honestly, for like I guess we can call it pay-per-view weekend, I'm gonna give it just a one word, just solid. Just solid stuff. Like obviously, it's like
its job.
Yeah, it did its job. You know what I mean? This is not WrestleMania, right?
Post skippable week.
Can't go in like expecting WrestleMania kind of vibes. And Backlash is not even like one of the premier pay-per-views, and for it not to be one of those, still very solid shows. And very much enjoyed it. Can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, well, we know what you're all here for. Best segment, best little game. We got the guess the action figure. Boys, how do you want it today? How do you want it this week? Do you want all 3 hints at once? 1 hint at a time? We did it a little differently last week with Jay. But Joe, Jay, pick your poison. How do you want it this week?
Let's get all 3.
How you feeling, Joe? All 3?
Let's get all 3. Yeah, I think with that information, you narrow it down, do your thing. You cut it down to like two or 3 people. And then I think we make our guess. I bet we hit.
Good.
Vegas, put your money on me, baby.
All right, let's see what the money line is. All right. So, first hint, I'm going to give you guys. Very vague. It's not going to give you much, okay? This person's has been a world champion in the past, okay?
Multiple time, one time. Can you say that?
This person's been a world champion in the past, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's how we're feeling. All right, second hint. This will help you narrow it down a good bit. This person's been in Hollywood. This films, shows, they've been in it. They've stuck their toes in it. Maybe they stayed. Maybe they haven't.
Okay.
Maybe I'll tell you more if the third hint doesn't help you. But
I think I know who it is.
I feel like I know who it is too. But keep going.
Okay.
Good today, baby.
Feeling good. His original name in the WWE is not the name he's stuck with. So his original name in the WWE, it got changed at some point.
Yeah.
And I'll say, it's what we know him as now.
The Miz.
That's what I'm thinking. The Miz, but
The Miz.
Every hint also lines up with John Cena.
No, he came in as John Cena. The Miz was Mike Mizanin.
I know that.
And he switched over to the Miz.
By the second hint, I was already saying Miz in my head. So and I know for a fact he has a Miz action figure. So before we, try and get all cocky.
No, I think it's a Miz.
I understand. Anybody else fits the bill?
Maybe Dolph Ziggler.
Did he go Hollywood?
He had a movie.
Batista.
Batista is an actor, so I feel like he would have said is an actor.
But I mean,
nah, Batista was. He was Deacon. Nah, he was always Batista.
That's what I'm thinking.
I guess you could say this person is it wasn't just one movie and they're out. Like this person is They've showed up in movies. They may have been in a show.
My goodness! It's the Big Show.
Oh.
The Big Show had a show. It could be the Big Show.
Well,
it could be McFoley.
The Miz was on.
Did he have a McFoley?
The Miz technically.
McFoley.
Okay.
Shows brought it down a little bit. I think it might be
because the Miz is on a show. He was on
what shows?
The Challenger. The reality show. That's where he's known from. And then he came to WWE after.
Tough enough. But I was thinking, what's it called? Does he have a show with his wife?
Who?
Or no? The Miz.
They did. They had a show together. Reality show.
Was the Miz in any movies? I don't know.
Yeah, he took over the Marine.
Oh,
He's the Marine.
Oh, really? After.
Yeah. After they, I think Ted DiBiase had one, and then the Miz came over.
Ted DiBiase had a movie.
Wait, John Cena.
Yeah. John Cena, then Ted DiBiase, then the Miz.
Dog, what? That's
I vividly remember that.
I knew about the Miz.
I remember
this was during our time. Joe.
I knew Miz. Ted DiBiase though.
Yeah, they thought he was the star of Legacy. It was never supposed to be Cody. It was always supposed to be Ted.
I knew that.
I knew that
movie.
Anyways, so
no, I want to stick with the Miz unless you're confident in Big Show.
No, I mean off rip, I was thinking Miz. So
yeah, those are pretty good hints too. I think it's the Miz. I see.
All right, you want to go with it?
Locked in. We're locking in the same answer. Usually you guys pick the same answer. It's not in your greatest value. You know, I'm just saying. Whenever you guys pick the same answer, you get to.
I think we're locked in.
I think I'll die on this hill because at the end of the day, the Miz fits all three hints.
And if Joe knows you have him. So.
And but he has also Big Show. He has McFoley. He has all those ones that we named. So, but I'm down to stick with the Miz because that was my initial gut reaction, and he fits all three bills. He fits the bill for all three. So if it's not him,
I feel like McFoley would have had a hardcore hint. He would have been like, "Oh, this guy's a hardcore icon," or he's been in death matches.
Yeah,
I'm trying to read Alex a little bit. You know, I feel like Big Show and Mick Foley would have had different hints.
Was Mick Foley a world champ? Yeah, right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Those three fit the bill because they all came in with one different names. Big Show was Paul White.
Yeah.
And he became the Big Show. Mick Foley was Mankind, then he became Mick Foley. Mike the Miz became the Miz. So
I say the Miz. Let's go Miz.
All right, locked in the Miz. How we feeling? Soundboard. Cue the theme music.
Another week of
another failure.
Listen, bro, we weren't wrong. You feel me? We just weren't right.
I know.
Good Big Show figure.
I know.
That's Survivor Series Big Show.
Yeah, come on, you just stop playing with me. I got a limited edition, man.
Isn't that when he broke the ring with Mark Henry?
It is. That was TLC though, or was it
TLC?
Yeah. So, listen, it wasn't bad, man. Once you guys said Big Show, because Big Show has his own show on
the Big Show show.
Yeah.
The Big Show.
Yeah.
Crazy,
right? But the Miz is I personally know him from the reality show that he was on, but I don't know. I'll stand on this hill. We were right, or we weren't wrong, but we weren't right.
I was in the same situation last week where I had it in the top two, but I need to get that locked in answer.
So what was it last week?
It was Biggie Langston.
It was Biggie, and right. What was my guess?
Is it Shinsuke or Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens. I said Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I remember. All right, cool. Well, listen, can't win them all, right? I don't even know what our record is. It probably isn't great.
Oh, we haven't got one.
We got the first one. No.
No.
No. 0-6, baby.
0 for 5, 6.
0-6. I'm 0-6. You're 0-5.
But you got, hey, progressing. Y'all are progressing now. It's getting better.
I'm gonna get you. I'm aiming for by week 10. By week 10, I'm
maybe one day. Maybe I'll pull Maybe I'll pull Darren Young out. Who knows, bro? Like maybe Wade Barrett comes out. You're not gonna know. So just know. I'm throwing you hints now, but let's get started with the recaps. Do we want to start with the go away episode, go away SmackDown for right before Backlash, or just?
Yeah, we could get into it a little bit. There's a couple segments that were pretty good. Andrade and Rey Fénix.
Yeah, so Andrade and Rey Fénix with Los Garzas, they're that's gonna build, and I think what SmackDown does really well is maybe not really well, but they're very dependent on their in-ring performers rather than their promos. To where Raw just balances it out. Raw, you'll have a match,
bro.
Yeah, SmackDown has the work rate.
Yeah, but Raw has got like you. Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker cut a promo with CM Punk, and it's just they balance it really well to where I think SmackDown they rely on their in-ring work, which is not terrible. You have guys like Rey Fénix, Andrade, Los Garzas, like matches are gonna bang, But I'm kind of excited to see what that feud leads to. It'll probably just be a SmackDown feud. Nothing we're ever gonna really see on a PLE or anything. But what do you guys think about what the WWE is doing with Andrade, Rey Fénix, and just give me your thoughts right there.
Well, you gotta this is getting into my point every week. Now you don't know what to do with Rey Fénix, so now you're having him in tag team matches without his brother. I mean, it makes sense to somebody in the back. It doesn't make sense to me. Everybody's a hooper. It gave Andrade something to do, but why did we bring Rey Fénix to SmackDown if he's gonna play around in the SmackDown tag team division with the Hoopers and not bring arguably the best tag team in the world right now after what they were doing in AEW? Lucha Bros are probably the best tag team in the world, and they're not using him. They're putting him with Andrade.
I've seen rumors that they probably will be linking up really soon because even
they're getting ready.
They're going to get them together. Penta's got a little run right now at the mid card, and he keeps getting title shots and just keeps losing.
Well, Penta's faced the whole Raw division at this point. I saw a meme on Twitter. Remember the old Randy Orton and John Cena versus the entire Raw roster? It had a picture of Penta versus the entire Raw roster. He's ran through everybody.
Yeah, so it's like, it's part like Penta's finishing up his like little solo run because he's probably going to be paired with his brother for a good bit, and I'm sure they're excited to wrestle together again. But I think you just had to get Rey into the WWE. Like, you couldn't just wait. You feel me? Or he was going to sign another contract. You gotta just get him in.
No, he was not.
No,
he was. They were holding him back. Yeah, they added months to his contract because of injury. So, like the last 4 or 5 months of his career, he was just sitting at home doing nothing. They wouldn't let him go until they eventually released him. So it wasn't even like a free agent. He got released.
You can't just grab the hook and yank Penta out of, you know what I mean? So it's got to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for a 5-star Lucha Brothers match.
When is the draft?
There is no draft.
We were talking about that. Alex said it's not happening. It's an annual thing, not even a shakeup.
Nah, so I think they've realized, and I guess it's not confirmed that there's no draft, but usually they do a draft before the first PLE after Mania, right? And so they didn't do it. I think it's because they realize how poorly they've done with their NXT call-ups. Like, if you look at their NXT call-ups from last year, almost all of them have been released. Like guys like Cameron Grimes, Kiana James,
Trevor Lee.
I forgot what her name was. There was this other Blair Davenport. She was great in NXT. She got cut. So what they're kind of doing is just more like what they're doing with Roxanne Perez and Julia. They're kind of just bringing them up. No announcement.
So I just did a quick little interweb search. It hasn't been announced, so there is no confirmation, but there's also no information that it's not happening. It's expected to happen in late May, possibly the same week as the Tampa takeover. So
maybe if it's Monday Night Raw, we got some decisions to make.
So update on Tampa takeover. Your boys are planning. I can't even say we're gonna be there because we're still talking that through. But your boys are planning on being at one of those shows. So maybe even 2 of those shows if price is looking kind of nice, because your boy over here kind of in that Tampa area, so definitely gonna catch a show. So anyways, all that to say, the interwebs say it could happen that the week of the Tampa takeover, or maybe it doesn't happen at all. Who knows?
Yeah, Saturday.
We're in need of it.
Yeah,
I agree. I think we need it.
Saturday night's main event. You'll see us yeeting in the crowd with Jay, Pat McAfee, all of them. I'm kind of on the contrary, where I don't think we need the superstar shakeup. I think you could just move people at this point, because the superstar shakeup, I think it takes a week or two off. Like last year's draft, I think was terrible. Just the way they orchestrated it. It was 3 hours of television where most of it was commercials, and just unless they could find a better way to do it, then
I
I'm on
did it
board.
when we were younger, where it was like obviously not an actual randomization, but it gave you that feeling like you didn't know. There was one night where John Cena was the first person drafted to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the night, they had a match where the winner of that match got a pick. Raw won, and then John Cena got drafted back to Raw. So I like those.
Yeah,
moments.
I think the draft factor is mostly like nostalgia. That's why we like it so bad. It's just they just haven't been able to capitalize on it.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched one in my life.
Really?
I've never watched a draft. I just like I'd watch every day. I just didn't tune in. I didn't watch any pay-per-view. Well, not that that's a pay-per-view event. I don't know.
No, it was on Monday Night Raw.
But I never watched any pay-per-views either, because growing up you had to pay for it, and your boy couldn't do that. But now I don't miss a pay-per-view because it's all streaming, which is fantastic. But anyways, I've never watched one, so I hope it happens.
You never had the little websites, Joe? The Russian link?
I didn't care that. I just didn't care that much. And I also would, if I got a virus on our family computer, I probably would have gotten my butt handed to me. So
Hard.
Just stayed away from that, and it was too poor to afford the pay-per-view. So
Yeah. So we'll see what they end up doing with that. But you guys believe we're in need of a superstar shakeup? I'm slightly on the contrary.
SmackDown just needs help, bro. SmackDown is boring as hell.
Especially the tag team division and the women's division.
They lost Cody. Cena's a part-timer. They do need more main event star power, for sure. I do agree with you there.
SmackDown is boring as hell, dude. It's
You got to send at least Sami Zayn down there.
Yeah, Sami Zayn should have took the deal, man.
Yeah, 100%. He would have been the number one contender right now.
Yeah.
Instead of R-Truth. Shout out to R-Truth, man.
R-Truth. Come on, son.
R-Truth. We'll get into R-Truth, man. But Lucha Bros, we'll see. Do you think they'll be on SmackDown or Raw? I think the Raw division needs them.
Raw needs them. SmackDown would be beautiful.
SmackDown would be beautiful.
I think you put them in SmackDown and you move one of the SmackDown people to Raw.
Maybe.
Yeah. Los Garzas would benefit a lot from being on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. Well,
the Creed we'll save it. But the Creed brothers.
Yo,
superstars.
I've been on that train for a minute. What else did we have? We had Alexa Bliss return.
That was good.
To no pop. I felt like there was no pop there, but at least when I was watching, people don't appreciate Alexa Bliss. I, for one, big Alexa Bliss supporter. Kind of wanted her to return with the Wyatt Six.
We expected her to.
Don't know what they're doing with the Wyatt Six. Wyatt Six had one of the best debuts, probably the best debut ever. And it
was up there.
They're kind of not. I don't really know what they're doing with it, but
what would you do with characters like that, with supernatural characters? Where they fit in on today's show? I like them. I was a huge Bray Wyatt fan, but
go after John Cena, bro. They need to go after John Cena. Like
in a world where kayfabe is dead, though. Like these guys would have been great in our generation, but Triple H has destroyed kayfabe.
So Juan, break it down for someone who maybe doesn't know what you're referring to.
So kayfabe would be, you're asking about kayfabe?
Yeah. Just break it down for someone.
Kayfabe would be the suspension of reality. Undertaker would never be out of character in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Undertaker would always follow kayfabe is the term. Breaking kayfabe would be like releasing the shows that Triple H is releasing with everybody in the writers' room sitting down saying, "Oh no, this is scripted." At one point, there was no mention of a script. It was what you saw was what you saw. It was like a TV show. Marvel movies don't start with Kevin Feige sitting down and saying, "Hey, look, before you watch this is how we wrote it." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's almost like the storyline. So in a world where kayfabe still existed, the Wyatt Six would have been like the Undertaker, like the Fiend, like these supernatural characters that you can feed into lightning striking the ring or Kane's fire. You know what I'm saying? But in today's age, would we believe Kane can control fire, or that an urn controls the Undertaker? That's kind of what I'm getting at. I feel like that Triple H has kind of destroyed the Wyatt Six.
I don't think it takes away from how sick they are, though. Like,
no, yeah,
like,
but
with the debut, like what they did, it kind of, I don't know if it reeled me back into kayfabe, but I mean, it did something to me. I liked it. The little kid in me liked it.
I love it.
They killed Chad Gable. He died.
They murdered him. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They literally killed Chad Gable, and like I genuinely thought he was dead. So
he had the wound on his forehead.
Yeah, so it was actually like a bullet hole, like in his temple. So, but I think that you put him after John Cena. Go after John Cena. Doesn't have to be a PLE. Uncle Howdy, like, please do not send Uncle Howdy to the world title. Keep them away from titles.
They don't need a championship.
They don't need championship. Their whole purpose is to go after people who turn their backs on the WWE, the crowd, partners, and stuff like that. Send them after John Cena for a couple of weeks. Maybe if John Cena has a feud with Randy, like Wyatt Six, just like for weeks that Randy isn't there, John Cena can like feel the Wyatt Six wrath or something, or the lights can go out and the music plays and they'll see just like Nikki Cross or something. Just do something with them, man. And it doesn't even have to be like if you don't want to send him after a star like John Cena, send him after like Jacob Fatu or Solo Sikoa, like after their feud. Just give them something to do. It can be in the mid card. Doesn't have to be anything huge, but
so send them after whoever turns their back on the other one.
Exactly, like Austin Theory. If he turns on Grayson Waller, you could send him after Paul Heyman. Would be fun. I know they're on Raw, but I don't know. I just feel like there's so much you can do with them, but. That's how I feel about Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Six. Trying to think about what else. SmackDown wasn't really banging. I think we had a messy.
The Randy Orton and John Cena part.
Yeah.
Where what's his name? Sean Spears came out dressed as Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It wasn't Sean Spears, right?
It was Sean Spears. That's confirmed.
It was Miles. Oh,
it was Sean Spears. No, Miles is significantly tall. This guy was under John Cena. This was Sean Spears.
Interesting. I saw.
The logic I saw was they sent him because his finisher is very similar to the RKO, Sean Spears, and he has the tattoos.
Okay. Well, I thought the whole time I was under the impression it was Miles because I thought that just made sense. But,
that would have been great.
No, that's cool. I like how they didn't just choose a random person. They brought like actual NXT talent for it. I thought that was really sick. Messy Charlotte Flair promo. I'm not really getting behind Charlotte Flair, dude. Like, I don't know, dude.
Doesn't she feel like when she's not going after a world title, she's kind of just like lingering around and
almost like
beyond her welcome, almost
like Gunther a little bit, man. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, Gunther's not to that level, but like when Gunther doesn't have a title and he's going after Pat McAfee, like. It's not that he's doing bad. It just doesn't feel right when I don't see a title around Gunther because he went from IC champ right to world heavyweight champ, and it's like now it's like.
But here's the thing, though. Like Gunther and Charlotte, I feel like is not fair because Charlotte complains when she's not going after a world title. Like she almost checks out. She doesn't give her opponent 100%. Sabotages her opponent. Gunther will make it work. Whatever you give him, he's gonna make it work. Charlotte doesn't want to make things work unless she's a headliner.
I hated that segment.
Yeah, but it was Jade Cargo. Jade Cargill and Charlotte can cook, and in the future, as long
If
as,
Charlotte allows her to.
well,
It
yeah,
depends
okay,
if Charlotte
that's
wants
the
to play
problem.
ball this week.
Only problem is I don't think Charlotte would put her over, and that's the only way WWE would do that feud is if Jade can get put over. So
100%.
we'll see. But we had a very good match with Fraxium and the Street Profits. Fraxium has yet to miss while being on SmackDown. Don't know if they'll
Best
ever
team in the
miss.
world.
You were saying that last week, I believe, and I wasn't
I'm
like
with you,
as
sir.
bought into it because I love the Street Profits, and we're gonna have to do our power rankings soon. Not this episode, but maybe we'll do it next week. But man, Fraxium might be moving up the ranks, and I truly believe that Fraxium might be the best tag team in the world, man. They are.
100%.
But
And
they
I
ain't got the gold right now.
I love the Street Profits. I think Street Profits are the whole package for sure. But because Fraxium really can't really cut a promo. Listening to Axiom cut a promo, it's a little underwhelming. Nathan Frazier doing most of the talking, it's not gonna cut it for me either, man. But I think whole package, Street Profits have for sure. In the ring, Fraxium might be untouchable. Them two together, beautiful baby. It's amazing.
The thing is, they took two wrestlers who were like regarded as the can't miss talent of NXT.
Yeah.
They had Ben Carter, who's now Nathan Frazier. There was a bidding war for him when he was only 18, 19 years old between AEW and WWE. NXT won the bidding war. He was around for a while putting on classics, but he had nothing to do. It was just good matches. Same thing with A-Kid. They brought him over from Spain, in the British wrestling scene. Great wrestler, didn't have much to do with him. They put a mask on him, turned him into a luchador, put them together, and you made magic, man.
Oh, they're lit. They're lit for sure. They've jumped, into my top 2, top 3 favorite tag teams. I mean, Street Profits still got number 1 for me personally. I just like their swag. I like their dynamic, powerhouse, and high flyer, I guess.
Whatever Montez Ford is, man.
Montez Ford, he's just kind of he is incredible. So I'm again big Street Profits guy, but they're lit, man. That new little tag team, they came in, obviously made a splash. I'm glad that match ended in DQ, right?
Fraxium won, right? Right? Didn't Fraxium win?
No, it didn't. No, that was before DIY ambushed him, right? Because
I'm trying to think. I thought. Did Fraxium?
No, maybe they did pin him.
I do remember. Jay, do you remember at all?
No, I think I fell asleep towards the end.
They actually might have pinned him, but it wasn't for the titles.
No, certainly not for the titles. But because
and Street Profits was definitely, obviously, we're still
injured.
Recovering from, which I thought that was so messed up with the GM to throw his tag champions that are injured into a match. Obviously,
yeah.
Whatever.
He sees the vision.
He
sees the vision.
Oh, he's a dick.
I would do the same. I put Fraxium in a world tag team match every week.
How you gonna put your injured champions in a match, bro? What do you do? What? After
Jody, did you back in the day on did you have the SmackDown versus Raw game?
Oh heck yeah, 2009.
Did you ever play My GM?
No.
So that was a game mode, My GM, and what you're describing sounds like what I would do when I was a GM and I wanted someone to lose the belt. The whole match card would just be them defending the title, and then at the end I'd have the person I want to win. So by the end of the night, they'd be champion. So I can't blame him at all. He's doing my type of booking.
You're saying the SmackDown GM is 9-year-old Jay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Six. I love what we're doing.
Yeah, but that's cool. So Fraxium did end up winning the match. Obviously, they played into the fact that the Street Profits were hurt and stuff. So, but that
doesn't bode well for Fraxium though, because like, if they won when the Profits were hurt, I just don't know if they could beat the Profits healthy. They barely won.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They barely won.
They're
getting their feet wet.
Yeah, it's kind of like watch out for Fraxium, you know? Like it doesn't do anything to the Street Profits, I feel like.
But a heat check only lasts so long. They're in here making a storm. You know, they won their first 3 matches.
You know, Joe. I'm glad you said that a heat check only lasts so long. Alex, how long did they carry that division in NXT? Because it was what it just ended
but
less than 3 weeks ago. Their reign.
That's not a heat check though. That's not a heat check because they were the top.
For reference, they ran.
They were cooking. They were the best team.
They ran Braun Breaker out of NXT, and then they just lost to Hank and Tank, who's next up, by the way. But they took the titles.
Oh, they took the titles off of Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. That's right. I forgot about that.
But
so look at all Braun Breaker has been through, and they just lost that.
So would you call Roman Reigns his reign? That was just a heat check? Nah, he was the top. You feel me?
So Fraxium is coming in as the top.
Acknowledge me.
No, they're coming in as a heat check because they're the pups of the WWE. You know, they gotta make their name. You feel me? Once you're coming up from NXT, it's like coming up from the G League. You know what I mean?
Give me all the stuff.
Just because you're a star in the G League, you know what I mean? You gotta leave your mark here in the big leagues.
Jay,
Jordan McRae, pretty much.
Jay, I don't know what it sounds like to you, but I see a Fraxium hater.
Listen, I wouldn't call him a hater. I just don't think he's aware. I love this because he's gonna get every week. He's gonna watch them, and every week he's gonna like you and me watching them at NXT. At first, you're like, man, they threw a random.
Oh, I hated it.
Did they really put a mask on a kid and just are we pretending it's a different wrestler? And then by like the third or fourth, you're like, yo, this maybe he's better as a masked wrestler because he didn't have the charisma. And then by the end the year was over, you're like, yo, like bring them up to Raw now. They're the best team in the world.
Listen, I love the way they wrestle. They're lit. I'm just saying, I understand y'all kind of peeped their NXT run. I'm just saying, they ain't just gonna walk into SmackDown and we finna sit on our knees. The tag division is gonna sit on their knees and give them the belts. You feel me? They gotta make their mark, and right now they're on a heat check. And
this is where the big boys play, pretty much, right, Joe?
This is where the big boys are. So we'll see.
Especially this division on SmackDown.
Facts. So they came into a stacked division, and listen, by all means, if at one point they're champions, am I gonna be mad? Absolutely not. But they gotta earn it. You know what I mean? You can't just
all here for it. They're Victor Wembanyama.
All right, man. Well, this is a lot of Fraxium talking. Hey, I'm a big Fraxium guy, but hey, we still got a Backlash recap to do and a Monday Night Raw recap to do. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves, all right? So
we'll be talking about them next week. We're chilling.
Trust me, every week, all right? We're gonna talk about Fraxium. We'll make sure of it. But let's get into Backlash, man. How we feeling about? I don't remember the match card in order, so I'm just gonna list off the matches. Lyra and Becky.
Mid.
I was watching it with Joe, man, and we were disappointed.
Really?
Did we watch Lyra and Becky? Did we watch the whole card together, Joe?
Yeah, we watched the whole.
So were you disappointed at the match or the winner?
Both. I mean,
oh my God, you guys know how I feel. The way that game, the one that ended, bro. Are you kidding me? You think I'm gonna give this a good match the way it ended? Hell.
No, it wasn't.
Hell.
I mean, it is what it is. They have chemistry, but it's just they had the wrong winner. What are we doing? We're gonna bring Becky and Charlotte back to lose. Now you're just playing with fire.
I don't want to see this match again, though. I really don't want to see this feud.
Oh, we're gonna see it at least 3 more times, brother.
I don't. I mean, not like for the rest of my life, but like for a couple months or for the rest of this year. I don't.
We're gonna see it 3 more times this year.
I don't want to see it.
Pipebomb predicts.
I don't want to see it, man.
I don't care.
So mid, we can all agree. Should we?
Listen, like it was a good match, good technical match, fun. It was solid. I wasn't super engaged the whole match. The way it ended, and this is just my personal opinion, I hate it. Hate it. I can't say it more. I hate roll-up wins. So when the fact that they actually got to 3, my jaw dropped.
The most devastating move in all of pro wrestling.
Lyra and roll-ups.
Bro, don't even get me started, dog. Every defense she's
had. Roll-up Valkyria.
Bro, facts, bro. Every defense she's had.
Roll-up. I like that.
Rolla Valkyria and Becky Hogan. Sorry.
It's whack as hell, bro.
But,
can we go on to the next one, bro? That's whack as hell.
Next one. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna go into Dom and Penta. No real build for this match.
My goat, though.
Really.
I mean, if you think about it,
kind of. But
so there's back in the day we had a SmackDown 6. Now we have pretty much a Monday Night Raw 6, and you can throw any of these 6 guys into the Intercontinental Championship picture and have a good match. Finn Balor, Penta, Dom, a couple other, Chad Gable. You got your. I'm gonna call them the Raw 4 because there's not really. I don't think there's 6. So the Monday Night Raw 4.
But it's like at the same time, like Penta's been beefing with Judgment Day for like a month and a half now, bro.
Well, yeah, that plays into it. These guys are just so good weekly. You gotta what better can you do than have them go against each other?
Now, interesting that Grande Americano interfered here. Obviously, so that's one thing that's interesting. Another thing is the whole Finn Balor thing. I'm actually kind of starting to get pretty tired of it. I need something to happen or not happen.
It's gonna be a slow burn. It's gonna be. Maybe it's towards the end of Dom's reign, like they did with. They mentioned Rhea and
Priest
and Damian Priest. Yeah. It was pretty much the same thing. People kept saying, "Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they?" One week there's tension, the next week they love each other, but it's gonna be a slow burn. I hope they don't do it. I don't really care for Finn Balor losing another feud. Yeah, I say you keep the Judgment Day together. For what?
Yeah, it's just like he's coming out smiling with the boys, and then it's like his time to cheat, which obviously they always do. And he's just like, hesitating and whatnot. It's like, but it doesn't. His hesitation doesn't look like malice. It doesn't look like, oh, I'm not gonna do this because I want Dom to lose. It's just hesitation that like he's like debating, but like, where did that debate in your that internal debate come from? Because my guy, 10 seconds ago you was just smiling, dapping up your homies. Now you want to hesitate and you want to, potentially cost Dom the match. It's like, I just need something to happen, dog. I ain't with this like week to week, whatever.
I think it's just Triple H kind of not knowing how to build these factions long term. Like he's doing a great job so far with the Dangerous Alliance, is what we call it. But Judgment Day has just been. It's been long. It's been dragged out. I don't know if that's the correct word. And
so like in general.
Yeah, I mean, not in general, just the slow burn of just turning on each other, They always just drag it out.
But you know how much we're going to miss the Judgment Day when they're gone?
Oh, so much, man. So much.
Like, even as, like, a thing, you keep them around. Like, the Judgment Day aren't threats anymore like they used to be when they would come out to interfere in the main event scene every week. Now they're just, they're entertaining TV. Dom has his crew. You can call him, like, a high school posse.
Dom doesn't even know time zones yet, man. Like
right, they got to teach him. What are they going to send Dom out by himself? He doesn't need. Poor Dom.
I like JD. JD's growing on me though. Not gonna lie.
JD's funny and
former cruiserweight champion, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's great in the ring. He's great.
What was his name in NXT? Do you remember, Alex?
Jordan
Devlin, man, what a star he was. Wow,
he was
the next Finn Balor is what they called him.
Can Carlito get a match?
No.
Do you want a Carlito match? Because he kind of admits that he's around for. I was watching his interview in Spanish the other day, and he was saying that at this point he doesn't even like remember how to do certain moves.
Okay, but like, are they paying him?
He's hilarious. Yeah, but he's like in an R-Truth role, like in early stages of a comedic character. Yeah.
So how much do you think he's getting paid to eat an apple?
To flirt with Raquel.
Sure.
He's getting a bag. He's getting a bag, but it brings more to it because his dad owns the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, so there's a partnership there. So I think it's more of that exposure. Sometimes he comes out wearing some shirts.
I'm just saying, like, why can't we just toss him in like a match or toss him in a tag team match? Like, why he gotta sit and rot on the side? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, unless he don't want to, which is fine. But I wouldn't mind seeing. Like,
I think he doesn't want.
That's fair.
That's what
I mean. I listen. I watched Carlito wrestle. Like he was like actually wrestling when he was a mid to low card guy when I was watching, but I wouldn't mind seeing my boy.
Fun fact about Carlito is he won the United States Championship off of John Cena in his first ever match.
Yeah, they built
one of the few to win the championship on their debut.
When he came in, he was.
Yeah. And so I was watching his interview with Chris Van Vliet. Get a little sidetracked here, but I was watching his interview with Chris Van Vliet, and I didn't know they did 4 or 5 vignettes of him before
the Razor Ramon ones.
Yeah, so he was telling the story while they were doing the vignettes of him, just eating apples and stuff and spitting on people. He was still learning how to wrestle. He didn't even know how to wrestle yet, fully. And then first match takes the title off Cena. So that's pretty cool. Love Carlito. I think he's
third generation superstar as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he's sick. Next up, we have the Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title with Damian Priest, Drew, LA Knight, and
that was the opener.
Fatu, Narami.
Jacob's a star, man.
I love him.
Yeah, he's sick. This was a good match. It was a really good match. But I think
it was a great match.
Prayers up to Drew. Prayers up. Hope he's good. Heard he hit his head on that Damian Priest. Was it South of Heaven? That's the name of his. It's a choke slam. That's what it is.
It's probably one of the best. Probably one of the best choke slams.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I like that he sits down with it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Undertaker used to just throw. Undertaker.
Very Undertaker-like, huh?
Yeah, Undertaker used to just throw him through the mat. You feel me? But
he reminds me of the Undertaker in some ways.
Oh, does he?
Not quite the
Undertaker. Is Damian Priest the Carl Anthony Towns of the WWE?
Yeah.
What? Carl Anthony Towns, he's a hooper. You can say what you want, but my man balls out. But he's a little flamboyant. So,
it's definitely DP.
And Priest be balling, and he's feuding with Drew McIntyre, all this stuff. He's getting title shots. So I'd say he's Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, well, when he takes his straps off, it's oh my gosh,
yeah, he has the bedazzled Undertaker gear to it. Yeah, I see it.
I see it. Anyways, we can keep going. Fatal 4 was great. I loved it, and I'm glad Fatu retained.
Yeah, I loved it.
He's not gonna lose the belt anytime soon.
No, Fatu. They're really just building to him and Solo for real. So I hope they give me a bunch of dream matches with Fatu.
Do you think they brought in y'all kind of rock with I
forgot. We need to talk about.
Jeff Cobb, baby.
Yeah, you think they brought him in to replace Fatu so Fatu can go solo or what?
It'll kind of be the bloodline always needs an enforcer. The guy that's always just gonna ask no question, the Braun Breaker, pretty much. Of their stable. Now Jacob is a champion. Solo's still being the leader. Mm-hmm. So you need an enforcer that's just gonna come in and do their dirty work. I think that's the role he'll play. Eventually, Jeff Cobb is a star. He's gonna shine.
Man,
bring back that mask he had.
Matanza.
Lucha Underground.
Bro, yeah, that mask is tough.
Dude. I don't think the WWE is ready for a killer like that.
Dude, that was scary. Because, it's almost like Ricochet, Prince Puma. I feel like they should have turned Ricochet into Prince Puma. For sure. Because he's so bad.
It would have fit better. Lucha Underground in general, man. I'm praying WWE buys Lucha Underground.
I gotta listen to a Ricochet promo because I've been hearing...
No. Spare it.
Bro, yeah, I've been hearing awful things, bro.
If you just watch Ricochet in the ring and skip all his promos, you might think he's the best wrestler.
That's what I'm saying, bro. When I came back, Ricochet was still in the WWE, and I saw him do that spot with Logan Paul where they jumped across the ring, and I saw him do a couple other things. I was like, yo, is this guy my new Evan Bourne? Is this guy am I gonna be my favorite high flyer? So I was like, and then man, did I hear just terrible things about
They should have kept the mask on him, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
crazy.
He Ricochet is special, man. He is special. But
him and Will Ospreay together used to
Man, Will Ospreay. I'm still mad WWE couldn't quite get their hands on him. But
And they never will at this point after the beef with him and Triple H.
no, I mean Triple H can swell.
A little sidetrack. Did you hear what he said a couple days ago?
Osprey or Triple H?
Osprey.
No, I didn't hear it.
It made huge news. Will Ospreay said that there's no one in WWE, not a single wrestler, that can tie his boots pretty much. And then he also said that when it comes to in-ring work, the WWE locker room does not come close to the AEW locker room.
Like as far as talent, in-ring talent.
Yeah, as far as in-ring talent. What do you think?
I think Osprey.
I've been hearing some stuff that's like people are saying that like if I'm watching WWE for entertainment and I'm watching AEW for wrestling. That's all I heard.
That's
Somebody
what it
say
is.
that, and that's straight. I guess. I mean, I don't care enough to be watching two different programs.
Yeah,
I tune in Monday night, I tune in Friday, and sometimes on Saturday, and like that's already a lot.
So now, before we get into that, it was another funny. Before we move on, a lot of attacking from AEW coming to WWE. Since you guys aren't really tuned in, I'm gonna let you guys know. Kenny Omega, the undisputed best wrestler in the world, he went on his Twitch stream and he said that the way WWE is going right now, the main event of WrestleMania 45 is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. What do you guys think about that?
I think
he thinks they're ruining wrestling pretty much.
I think it's an era. I think it's the same as like the era that made me leave originally, like the whole like PG-13 or whatever you want to call it, the kid era, whatever. I think it's an era. It is what it is. I would dare to say WWE is probably making more money now than it probably ever has.
Absolutely, they're more profitable than ever.
So it's like, unfortunately, money is motivation. It is a business at the end of the day. So I don't know. I think it's interesting, but in my opinion, and maybe this is a very hot take, but if you're not in the WWE, you're not in the big leagues, I think. And
I mean,
that might
a lot of people hold that sentiment.
Because I don't know. It's just like you can be as good as you can be the best in the world, but and listen, I'm speaking from a very ignorant perspective. You can be the best in the world, but if you're not on the program that's got the most eyes, then I don't know. What does it matter?
I agree.
Some people would agree.
No,
I like that there's competition.
I bet a lot of people would disagree, and that's totally cool. Like, listen, if you're watching both AEW and WWE, that's dope, man. That's good for you. I used to disagree with that statement until Penta, until Cody Rhodes, until all these people that came over from AEW, and the presentation didn't change at all, other than Penta getting an updated entrance. Like, it's still the same character, same wrestler. Cody Rhodes, same entrance music, same character. And they're just on such a bigger scale now. I agree that WWE's
they do a better job encapsulating Penta's aura. Like, right. I know aura gets tossed around a lot these days, but like what they're doing with Penta is so much better than AEW's ever done with Penta. Maybe because they have him as a single star, but
yeah, he was exclusively a tag team wrestler. He didn't in AEW. He was exclusively a tag team wrestler
for sure. But moving on, got very sidetracked there. Gunther and Pat McAfee. I thought it was great. I thought it was great for what it was supposed to be. Pat McAfee impresses me again. I don't know what you guys expected. I don't know if you guys seen him in the ring before. Adam Cole, baby. Just what you got? I thought it was great for what it was supposed to be. Thought it was great for Gunther. It was good for Pat. A bunch of people respect Pat now if they didn't before. But I thought that you couldn't go wrong with here. If you just had Gunther get the win, and you had him show respect with Pat after the match, which
that's where I digress. It was great up until that point. I think you had the opportunity where Gunther, like we said, he's kind of lollygagging right now. You had the opportunity to have him beat Pat McAfee's ass until he got booed out of the building.
I agree.
Because Pat McAfee is a loved character in WWE. Gunther, you had the opportunity. I thought this was gonna be like brutal. Like, yo, Pat McAfee's gone for 5 weeks. He's not gonna film the podcast. He's not gonna do nothing.
That's the thing, is they can't do that with Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee only has so much time before he has to leave for football in August.
Yeah.
So they want to squeeze as much out of him, as they can, before he leaves for football. So maybe
you have Gunther. So you should have saved it towards the end, so you write him off.
I think a really funny segment that they could have done was, Pat or Gunther, gets the best of McAfee, chokes him out, leaves, beats him up, gets booed out the building. Next Raw, it's just Michael Cole. Gunther opens the show and he tries to go on commentary with Michael Cole and tries to take McAfee's spot. I think that looks cool. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Like,
I think I don't know. I don't want to, like, I enjoyed the match. I love seeing Pat McAfee out there. I just thought I thought Pat McAfee underperformed.
Really?
Performance
wise in the ring?
Yeah, like him jumping over the top rope, tripping.
Yeah.
We
talked about that one.
A little sloppy.
It happens.
It happens. I'm not. Listen, his chops looked really weak. Listen, Gunther's a big guy. Okay, he's a big guy, but when he was chopping him, his hand was bending like that, and when Gunther was chopping him, bro, he putting that 5-star dog on his chest. So it just
Joe kept saying during the match something very funny. He kept calling out Pat. He's like, "You could not chop me hard enough to knock me down like that."
Yeah, the way Pat was selling the chops. Listen, I get it. He's selling it. He's selling it. I respect it 100%. Gunther at one point backhand chopped him in the chest, and Pat McAfee folded like a lawn chair. And I told Jay, I was like, "Listen, there is nobody that can backhand slap me in my chest hard enough to make me fall down on my back and my legs go in the air." You feel me? Like, there's just no way. Would it hurt like a mother effer? 100%. 100%. Would you cave my chest in? Maybe. But I'm not folding like a lawn chair. There's no way.
Yeah, man. Gunther hits hard, man. Like, I can't wait for Ilya Dragunov to get back. And they just back, man.
Elite ball knowledge over there.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know if you've seen any of their matches. You probably haven't. I don't even know if when he came back, if Dragunov was
I haven't seen him, no.
or not. No, Joe, you'd love him. Joe, you would love Ilya Dragunov.
I think he tore his ACL, right?
Yeah, he tore his ACL. He should be back, I think, later this year.
Have we ever seen Sheamus do his chops on Gunther? You know how
they had a fantastic match.
Yeah, they had
a 5-star match actually.
Yeah, match of the year, or it was almost match of the year.
Yeah, but it got 5 stars. It was at Clash at the Castle.
Clash at the Castle.
Okay, that makes sense.
22 or 23. But everybody was pulling for Sheamus in that match. And
then I thought that was the night with Drew. Ooh, what a match!
Man, that mwah. All right.
Sheamus, Ilya, and Gunther are wrestling soulmates.
Yeah. Maybe you could talk to Drew in there.
I said Walter. That's crazy.
All right. Then we got our main event for Backlash. We got Randy, John Cena, the nostalgia match.
I felt so nostalgic watching that match.
Man, it was like, it just felt like a dream. Like, I almost feel like I can't remember anything from that match, but I was kind of pulling for Randy, man. I never thought I would say that in a match with John Cena and Randy Orton. But I think the match was good. Match was solid. You can't really expect much from Cena at this age and what he's doing. But R-Truth coming out, how do we feel about that, man? Are we mad? Are we mad at R-Truth? Like, I'll say first how I feel.
Okay.
I wouldn't say. Go ahead.
It's just, what are you doing, man? He's got him for the punk kick, lined up. And R-Truth, you should have seen Randy's face, man. I wish I could just put it on the screen. Randy's face is just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just, it sucks, man. Because R-Truth, he's trying to do good. He's trying to do good, man. But it's so sad to see. But this could be fun. This could be a fun story. What happened?
Why during this match though? Like the last Randy Orton John Cena match it's our truth. I mean, I'm not hating it. I'm playing devil's advocate here, but
Do you think it's the
I'm
last
the voice
match?
of the IWC here. Their last match together, 100%. Yeah,
You don't
They
think
promoted
it
it.
at all?
I think this is
they
it.
promoted it as such.
They
Yeah,
promoted it as, you don't false advertise it like that. Like,
Okay.
you just, if anything, you highlight how many matches they've had, but you don't market it as like, this is the last time they're going to be in the ring.
you know what, Joe? You went to a WrestleMania match that was advertised as once in a lifetime.
But it was once in a lifetime.
Twice in a
It
lifetime.
was.
So
Wait, we went to the first round? Or I thought it was
You guys went to the first one was in Miami.
no, we went to the first one. First one was in Miami. Second one was in Colorado, I think.
Yeah. The Rock won the first one, John Cena the second one.
Yeah. So
fair
maybe
enough.
we get it 3 times in a lifetime, so they can get the best of 3. But
I
you
don't
know,
I listen. The match to begin with was like solid again. Like, I know
John Cena didn't have a bad performance. He performed, I would say, a little bit better than he has been.
100%, and then the antics got good, like knocking out the ref and all that stuff. I will say, I told Jay this when we watched it together. I just don't understand what we're doing with the punt kick. Like, they really messed up with teasing it at Elimination Chamber.
Well, here's the thing: how bad do you want it right now?
I want it bad, but I mean,
And every time you don't see it, what does that do to you?
it was working, right? And now I'm getting annoyed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's fine. Listen, I understand they were setting it up for Mania to do it on KO at Mania. Again, would have been great. Obviously, KO gets hurt, changes a lot. But it's like, stop teasing it. Like, I don't know. It's like, obviously, with it coming back and Randy doing all the promos of the voices in the head, Mania would have been the perfect time to do it, bring it back. But obviously, you had to pivot. If there was a second moment to make it perfect, how about the guy that you've punt kicked multiple times in your career, your greatest rival of your career? I just think that, like, we should have just gotten it, but it is what it is. I mean,
Like I told Alex, he should have gave him a punt and John Cena kicked out at 1.
How would you feel, Joe?
What do you think
How would
about that,
who
Joe?
else
Yeah,
in the
as the guy's been waiting.
Who else in the WWE is worth getting punt kicked, though? Who deserves?
Who else is worth getting punt kicked right now?
Who deserves to get punt kicked?
Some would say Seth. Seth needs a little.
Seth does need to get
kick in the head.
He does need to get kicked in the head hard as hell.
Maybe Dom. Some would kick Dom in the head.
Hey,
Logan Paul needs a good kick in the head sometimes.
Don't touch my goat, bro.
How about Logan? Logan needs a little punt kick.
You gotta punt kick me before you punt kick Dom, okay?
Yeah, facts. Logan, yeah, we can punt kick Logan. That's fine. But like
Joe would do the R-Truth to save Dom.
Yo, facts. Dog. Randy, stop. Think about it. He's the son of a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I'm willing to wait for it. I'm curious. They could have pulled the trigger. Obviously, the trigger was for KO, but KO's. Man, I'm missing KO right now.
Bro, are they
man.
just gonna wait for KO to get back?
You know how long he's out for?
He's out for a while,
Dude, so long, dude.
2 to 5 years.
Dude.
Wow.
And at that point, it's like we just might not ever see him in the ring again. Which is
it's a Biggie situation. I'm pretty sure. I mean, but Edge came back after 7. Punk came back after 9.
And
you never say never in wrestling.
KO loves this. He loves wrestling, man.
And he's around the age Edge was when he retired.
Yeah. So good main event. Good PLE. I liked it.
It'll be pay-per-view forever. I caught yourself slipping there. It's not PPV. It's PPV forever.
I don't know. I'm trying to change it because some people just hate when you call it a pay-per-view, man. It's a PLE.
Bring the hate.
PLE. What's PLE?
Premium live event over pay-per-view because you technically don't pay for it anymore, so it makes sense.
I don't care. It's an industry term now. Now it is. Sorry. It's not an industry term, but it's a pay-per-view. I don't care.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna call it a PLE so I don't get hate. I'll leave the hate to you guys, but it did what it had to. We have Saturday night's main event now, and then the next PLE is it Money in the Bank?
Yeah, in June. Early
Money
June.
in the Bank. So I'm pretty excited for that. we might do power rankings next week before the Saturday night's main event, just to see where our heads at with how this month has been. But getting in to our final recap, our Raw recap. There's a good bit to unfold here. Okay, there's a good amount. First, we have CM Punk opening the show after closing the show the week before. Just kind of give me your thoughts on this.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Yes, you do. You have my attention, Mr. Punk. His back and forth with Seth and Heyman, just kind of attacking the whole Dangerous Alliance there.
Who's better on the mic than him, man? Who?
Nobody.
Nah, nobody, bro.
Bro, Seth is close though. I do.
There.
Seth in the way he commands a crowd, but CM Punk, it's almost like he doesn't believe wrestling is scripted. I don't think. I genuinely.
Paul Heyman's up there.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Paul Heyman. But think about it. These two sat in the back together for 10 years, like bouncing ideas off of each other. These two are two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's anybody better, because like, I don't know, it just when he's talking, and then like a Jay or a Seth or anybody.
Jay Uso talking, did great this week on the mic. He did winning me over every week. The way, but it's you got to get the timing on that. We all got it wrong, but
last week he was impressive, and then this week obviously Jay also. But it's just when CM Punk is doing it, it feels different. You feel me? Like,
I'm glued. I'm glued.
I'm glued too, bro. So I mean, we're glazing, but big CM Punk fans on the mic for sure. Some glaze a little more. Yeah, I mean, CM Punk he's when Seth's music was playing, he's like, "You're just a song, kid." And I was like, "It's like."
He said, "Eventually, the bell has to ring." And Seth's not the person to say that to. I will say, you guys know, I think Seth is the best wrestler in the company in the ring. So the bell bar doesn't really work. It works on everybody else except for him. So to me, it was a rare miss from CM Punk. I think he said it, and he was kind of like, "Damn, why did I say?"
Seth about that action. He is about that action.
Yeah.
Seth is down.
That's
for
the
sure.
thing about him being the leader too. Is like, you feel me? Like, he's talking all this stuff. He do got an enforcer, right? He got a dog by him.
You don't need it though.
Old how he just.
Hey, don't you even get it twisted though, because you get past the dog, you got our boy would throw them hands, dog. So
yeah.
It's dope. I love seeing him as the leader of the Alliance.
Yeah, and then
I saw some people calling them Revolution.
Ooh.
Evolution with an R.
I like that because that's the whole thing.
Yeah. I was a fan. I was kind of mad I didn't think about it. Shout out to whoever on X came up with it, but
shout out.
He's a revolutionary. He's revolutionary.
Yo, not gonna lie, name that goes hard.
Yeah,
Revolution.
So
Revolution.
That might be something to watch out. I think we get the third member at Saturday night's main event. Hopefully.
Yeah, they're teasing towards it now. At first, I was like, they don't need it, but with the 3 on 3, that's their way to do it.
I'll say this now because I don't want anybody to take my theory.
I know where you're headed.
Is it the Sammy turn?
Yeah, the shield redo.
Yeah, I think Sammy, because bro, Sammy in those backstage segments with Punk. I don't know, man.
And they planted the seeds.
And they planted the seeds saying Punk doesn't trust anybody, and Sammy's like, "Oh, I don't understand." Like, come on, man. And Sammy's due. He's due, man. The whole act of getting behind the crowd and being the underdog, it's getting a little stale now. So
okay.
But think about a faction with Seth, Sammy, Braun. I don't see them ever losing a match ever, man.
Sammy's lit, bro.
It'll give Jey Uso that Roman Reigns moment when he gets hit in the back, like a parallel.
Yeah, that would be a good parallel. I will say, Sammy being a heel would be very. But all right, but in my opinion,
he's a great heel.
In my opinion, Dangerous Alliance is not a heel. In my opinion, perspective.
No, they're tweeners. They're like the Shield were.
Yeah. I just like obviously like they're supposed to be a heel and whatnot, but I believe in their vision. So, like, to me, I don't really think they're the heel. I think they're right. I think everybody else is wrong. So,
Yeah. So
call me a revolutionary or whatever. I'll be if I'm
a lot of
Joe's the third man.
Yo, imagine like a song hits, you don't know what it is, but I'm next to y'all in the crowd and you just see me scoot out and I'm headed to the ring.
somehow Joe gets his ringside seats to Saturday night's main event and he just taps us and jumps in the ring. Watch this.
The lights go to black. We just see Joe in the ring standing behind like CM Punk and Sammy.
What's my finisher?
You're fit, bro. You are I could see Joe. He could low key. Hear me out. He might be able to hit like a Phoenix Splash or a moonsault.
Really?
Oh hell no!
I can see it.
You know, probably two underrated finishers. I would do either one of them. Is either the Code Breaker, which is like kind of done as a move a little bit now.
Liv Morgan's finisher now.
Liv Morgan, Oblivion.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, she does.
Yeah, she'll do it. But no, Dolph Ziggler's. I forget what he called it.
Zigzag.
The zigzag when he jumped up behind him and just like it was a simple move, but to me, bro, when Dolph Ziggler did it, it was so dope.
Yeah.
So dope.
Low-key, Joe would get like this wouldn't be a finisher, but just when you're running at Joe would give a mean spear.
Oh, I'd give
tell
a
me
mean
I'm wrong.
spear. Not as good as Braun Breaker, but I'd give a mean spear.
Okay.
I'd be better than Jay.
Yeah, better than Jay.
or me.
Both. For sure, man.
I'm a clothesline guy.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I could throw out a Mexican destroyer.
Hey, speaking of Mexican destroyer, let's get into the Penta match. He's winning with the Mexican destroyer again.
Yeah, we were talking about it, Alex.
We were talking about it last week. I was saying the Penta. What is it? Penta destroyer.
Penta driver.
Penta driver. I was saying that's his finisher. Might just be the Mexican destroyer, man. He is.
I think that's what they're going for at this point.
He
makes it look so smooth.
Yeah, they're going with the Gunther vibe where he can just win with anything. You know?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about it. Imagine I was a third member and I just zigzagged. Like Jay, imagine I left you in the crowd and
if you zigzag CM Punk, I might have to debut as well.
Bro,
I might have to debut
if I
as well.
zigzag CM Punk in the middle of the ring and all you see is 1, 2, like, bro, I think Jay would pull me out the ring himself. He ain't letting me pin CM Punk.
I'm pulling the ref out.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing at that point. I could just be Hornswoggle at that point. I'll follow whoever around, man.
Facts.
But yeah, sick match with Chad Gable, Penta. Apparently, Michael Cole or Pat McAfee, they're really buying into this Grande Americano gimmick. Grande Americano apparently he's on the tour, Mexican World Tour. Maybe it's
we finally got to hear his voice too. I'm glad we got some us Hispanics. We got some representation. He's showing off his accent, you know.
Yeah, I might be tening towards that. Grande Americano is not Chad Gable.
I'm telling you, two completely different wrestlers, two completely different styles.
I could be mistaken here.
Did you see that 450 backflip he did?
Oh, insane.
Yeah. Well, speaking of illusions, should we bring up the segment now, Jay, to where I'm right and you're wrong, and Joe can finally be the piece here?
The Elias one?
Yeah.
How are we gonna show him? I'm all for it.
Well, in the group chat, Joe. Jay sent these photos, okay?
Yep.
And you might not know, but it's the same person. But for some reason,
not the same person.
For some reason, Jay he's under this impression that it's not. For those of you that didn't tune in last week, we talked about NXT and we talked about Elijah. Yeah, Elijah debuting. But
about how he looks like Elias.
Well, no. For those of you that don't know, he is Elias. So he's just in TNA now. And so he debuted on NXT. It was pretty lit. Had the whole crowd singing. Elias's gimmick was just him singing. And he did that.
I think that's where your head's at. I think it's because they both had singing gimmicks. You're kind of piecing them together, but come on, man.
Well, no. It's just
then you brought Ezekiel into it. What does Ezekiel have to do with this?
Well, Ezekiel. Okay, so this is fun because Ezekiel's just the same person. It's just not even. It's just him.
I think they're two different people.
Joe, this guy Alex is telling me that 3 different wrestlers are the same wrestler. He thinks that WWE is running 3, like one wrestler under 3 gimmicks, like he's Mick Foley.
I think that the picture you guys sent in the group chat, I think they're the same person. Or they're 2 different people. Sorry.
They are 2 different people.
Yeah, 2 different people.
One has a beard and one doesn't. The picture was taken in the moment. Even if you were gonna Photoshop it, you know.
Well, Jay, you know better than all people. ChatGPT's a thing now, so it's like you can just.
Right, so I can tell you if it's AI. That's not an AI picture.
Well, no, I mean it is. I mean, Kevin Owens, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. He like proved them wrong. Did he not?
No, he didn't. Do you not remember the lie detector test done by Chad Gable?
Well, Shorty G, you mean
at the time, Shorty G, yeah.
So.
But it was never the same guy, Joe. So let me give you a little bit of backstory here. Back in the day, there was a wrestler named Elias, right? He was great. He played the guitar. He came out. He sang every week. He said WWE stands for Walk with Elias, right? He eventually, his time comes out. He's done with wrestling. He leaves, right?
Yep.
A couple months later, a guy that looks very similar to him, named Ezekiel, joins the WWE, right? Ezekiel looks like him, but he doesn't have a beard, right?
Shave the beard.
He doesn't have a beard. He can't sing at all. Elias was a singer. He can't play the guitar, and he's having a good run in WWE. And then out of nowhere, Kevin Owens comes out and says, "You're Elias," and he's like, "No, that's my twin brother." And it becomes this whole thing. Eventually, they got proven wrong because we saw both of them on TV together, sitting down on a couch together. It was not edited. It was real. They were sitting down together, having a conversation.
So that picture, it's a live picture.
It's a live picture.
No, dude. It's not.
And then, so this was about 3 years ago. We're past the Elias and Ezekiel thing. They both went and did their thing. They left WWE. They both retired. There's this third guy who's in TNA, whose name is Elijah. Okay. Who looks just like Elias, and he plays the guitar, and he wears the same clothes, and he debuted on NXT last week. And I was telling Alex how he looks like Elias and Ezekiel, but Alex is telling me they're the same person. 3 people.
I don't know. 3 people, same guy. That's a little fishy.
So, what's the difference between Elijah and Elias?
Elijah and Elias?
Yeah.
They're different people. What's the difference between you and me?
Alright, so the next segment we have is I'm gonna go into the Jey Uso and Gunther segment here with the promos. Just Jay, you were talking about it first. You sounded like a very big fan of the segment, so kind of just walk me through it.
Yeah, man, I've been down on Jey Uso's ring work and his promos. I call him a yeet merchant. What I call him. He's good. He's what he is. He's for the kids. But man, every week how he just has the crowd behind him. He has the like a couple words pause yeet, couple words pause yeet.
Yeah,
and
cadence is
fantastic.
So fun. That cadence is so
fun. He finally mastered it by adding his little touch to it. Don't let us one word.
Yeah.
So he won me over. It's kind of sad that his reign's ending in a couple weeks to Gunther. But we got what we got out of it. We got one title defense. It's what I expected, and it's time to bring it home to the Ring General, the second best wrestler in the company, Gunther.
Yeah. I'm curious how it all goes down, but
there's you heard it here first. There's no chance that Jey Uso pins Gunther twice for a world title.
He didn't pin Gunther the first time, so
there's no chance.
Well, guess what? He's not gonna have to.
I'll shave my beard if he beats him.
All right, you heard it here first, man. I think if Jay can beat Seth Rollins, which didn't technically beat him, it's qualification, but
he super kicked, speared, and frog splashed. Uso splashed him. Couldn't pin him.
Couldn't pin him. But
That says a lot about your world champion.
It says a lot about Seth Rollins.
Okay.
yeah, I think it just says a lot about Seth Rollins, man. But I think he keeps it. If Jey Uso loses, I will shave the mustache. There's not really much going on here. Well, here.
Oh, so we got a bet going. We got a bet going.
How about this? If Jey Uso wins, if Jey Uso wins, you shave your beard. If Gunther wins, Joe will shave his. All right, here we go.
Why me?
Next segment.
I'm not in this.
All right,
Alex,
next segment.
you get a buzz cut.
Ooh, hey, join the dark side.
You get a buzz cut.
I get a.
I had the
buzz.
long hair first episode. I had to buzz it. You feel me?
Little taper fade. Come on.
I'll do beard. I'll do beard for buzz.
All right.
Beard
All
for
right.
buzz.
Here. How about this? I will get a buzz cut if Jay loses. I'll get a buzz cut. But the catch is, you guys also have to guess the wrestler next week.
No.
Don't do
It's either beard for buzz. Jay and Gunther.
I think the beard is worse than the buzz. Honestly,
You either stand on business, or you can just cower away and just walk away from this one.
Just guess the wrestler. It's not that hard.
No, Alex, but guess the wrestler has nothing to do about what we're talking right now. We're talking about Jay and Gunther and their match. You believe Jay's gonna win, which is dope, and Jay believes that Gunther's gonna win, and he put his beard on the line. Put it up.
I put my stash on the line. Like, I don't see this.
well, we could go stash for stash. If I'll leave my stash and shave it off. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of betting the whole beard
you
up.
ain't got no stash, dog. That's a shadow.
Who, me?
No. Alex got a it's just a shadow from his mic. That's not even a stash, dog.
We'll work the logistics of this bet out, but keep a lookout for the first pipe bomb bet. The first pipe bomb wager.
No, I think Joe's being scary. He doesn't want to shave his beard. It's fine.
It's just not.
I know Gunther's gonna win.
It's just not.
I'll bet my bet. I'll bet whatever.
It's not a big deal for me to shave my beard because I do it all the time. So it's just.
Me being your younger brother, I would assume that you would do something for me, man.
Absolutely not. That is a terrible assumption.
Okay.
That's a god awful assumption.
You know, Jimmy Uso, he was fighting for Jay on the road to WrestleMania, but I guess you're just not that guy.
Yeah, but
they also speared each other off of the WrestleMania.
It's also true. And Jimmy didn't show up in the match. You feel me? You gotta fight your own battles. You feel me? I can be by your side. I can give you the buzz. You feel me? But I can't be in the match with you. You feel me? This is a one-on-one matchup.
You're hating, and it's pretty evident. And it's whatever, because it's always you guys against me. That's all I'm saying. Grande Americano, Elias. This is all it is. Okay?
Just don't have bad takes, bro. It's alright.
I don't. You think Gunther's gonna win, Joe?
I don't
Bet
know.
your beard too. Actually, no. No, because you shave your beard.
I shave my beard. I get buzz cuts. It's like what?
Buzz for buzz.
I'll get a buzz. I'm due for one. Quite frankly.
Shave an eyebrow. One eyebrow.
Dog, that's way worse than what you guys are putting up.
Actually, okay, how about this?
Bro, you look good with the buzz, bro. You're tripping.
No, yeah, I look good.
I think he would like the buzz, because I was hesitant to do it.
He's gotten the buzz before. I think he looks better
I
with the buzz.
I buzzed last year. I say, here, Joe, how about this? I'll put my hair on the line. If Jay shaves his beard, and if you shave one half of your beard and keep the other half.
But do you understand?
How about we come up with a beard style for Joe? How about we give him like the Tony Stark or the Doctor Strange, you know?
Well, yeah.
But like me shaving one half, you understand how that's way worse than you getting a buzz cut or Jay shaving his beard, because you can walk around with a buzz.
We'll give you like a Doctor Strange type of goatee. Would you do that?
I'm in high school now, man. Like I get bullied. You don't know if I get bullied or not. Like, what if I get bullied right now?
I would do what Jay said. Yeah, I would style the beard a certain way.
Like Lexus King.
Like Lexus King, do that.
There's no shot.
Well,
I just don't understand how like I'm getting the worst thing and I'm not even a part of this.
I think me without
the
the beard is the worst thing. I think the
beard.
beard.
Jay brought it up. You countered, trying to act tough. Now you don't want to stand on business because you're so scared that you actually might lose. And then you're roping me.
I'm gonna shave my beard regardless.
I'm just chilling here.
I just think, you want to be a part of the podcast. Like, you took last week off. You're slacking, man. I think you should be punished for it, man. Like, I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
All right. Well, respect. We'll revisit this conversation because I'm getting kind of scared now. Next segment. So, Jay and Gunther.
Everybody's attention now.
All right, Jay and Gunther. We all loved that segment, right? It was we all.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Jay won me over on the mic for the first time. I can truly say that I've never been behind him while he's on the mic. Joe, you've seen me a couple times. We're watching him live. I've never been. I always say he bores me, but he's getting that cadence down, man. Hopefully he keeps going.
For sure.
He's got something there.
We'll get into our next match here. We'll just say AJ Styles, Finn Balor. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Just give me. Right? Just did what it had to do. Because we know
AJ Styles could still go.
Yeah, we know that these two, like, you put them on, like, if you give them 15, 20 minutes, they can bang. Pause. They'll put on. They'll be nice with it, all right? New Japan days, all that, all right? What else? Rusev, another backstage Rusev promo. How we feeling?
I like it. I like his presentation. Like I said, I hope he stays away from a title. He needs to just come in here and whoop people's ass. I need and some big boys, just not jobbers. He might need to squash like a LA Knight. Bring LA Knight to Raw and have him lose in like 5 seconds. He needs to. People need to know who Rusev is.
Yeah.
That's a hot take with the LA Knight, man.
I'm an LA Knight hater, man. We know this.
Sure.
Yeah, we're all knowing. All right, let's get into our main event. Some NXT. I guess they're not NXT ladies anymore, but I guess they're kind of full time on.
Why are they breaking them up already? What is the point?
Okay, so
we got to get straight into that because that really pissed me off. Why bring them up as an NXT women's invasion? And you're already planting the seeds to break them up in a division that desperately needs women's tag teams. Desperately.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, but man,
they're gonna linger by themselves.
Yeah,
they're gonna. What are they gonna do?
Man, would they be great for the mid card?
Yeah, Julia in the mid card.
I mean,
dude, I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of a little crowded up top. You feel me?
A little, but
Julia in the mid card.
I understand, Jay, but who are you gonna take? Rhea, Io, Bianca, Jade is on her way up.
Bianca's out. Jade's on.
You mentioned one person that's better than her.
Listen. Yeah. I rock with Julia and Roxanne heavy, dog. I rock with them. I rock with them heavy. I love them. And I've really been enjoying this little NXT invasion. So
no, I gotta say that I do like Joe. Don't keep it this way and don't watch NXT because I like to see how people see these people coming in from NXT to their main roster. Because you know what I'm saying. Julia she came in and she won the title within 2 weeks.
Listen, I get it. I'll have the same argument I did for Fraxium. I understand that their run at NXT was their run was awesome. My guy, welcome to the big leagues. You got to restart. It's like graduating middle school and going to high school. You go from the top of the food chain back to the bottom. And listen, is it okay if someone like Julia Fraxium, if their ascension is a little bit quicker than other people? 100%. But for someone who doesn't watch NXT, and there's probably a lot of the WWE universe that doesn't watch NXT, like, you can't just throw somebody in here and they're going for a world title. I mean, you can in the rare occasion, but you can't just I gotta buy into them first. I gotta see what the stock is looking like. I gotta get behind them before I can root for a world champion.
Let me tell you something like this. Finn Balor was in NXT. He came up to Raw, and he won the world title, the Universal title, within his first 3 matches.
That's different.
You don't think something that Finn Balor and Julia is a good comparison?
That's fair.
Finn-
But you can't do that for everybody.
Coming out of NXT,
Fraxium can't come in and win the tag teams in the first 3 matches. Then you can't have Julia come in and win the world title in the first 3 matches. It's like rare case.
I think by right now, Fraxium should already be 3-week tag team champions.
Listen, if you were booking, Julia would have the women's world title already. And
no, she's not beating Io. She's not beating Io yet. But I would keep them in the tag team division because you need hoopers.
That's fair.
Why not treat the women's IC title like the men's IC title? Put it as that staple to
get to the world title. Absolutely.
You know what? Lyra Valkyria was a young first Intercontinental champion, and now that Alex, you brought that up, I agree with you. Put Julia in the mid card. Julia is who should have won the first Intercontinental champion.
Yeah,
sure.
And
if you wanted a young,
she can have an amazing reign. Julia can have an amazing reign. Yeah, and then you move Lyra. You can move Lyra to the world title picture if you want. If that's something you want to do. I'm not with that.
She's not up there with the Rhea Ripley and the EO and
she's not. But you got to do something because right now on Raw it's just Rhea and EO, and then you have Julia and Roxanne as a tag team. You can put both of them in the mid card. Maybe you move one to the mid card, one to the main event scene. You can move Julia to the main event scene and Roxanne in the mid card, or vice versa.
That's where I thought they were heading.
So
keep them as a team.
Yeah,
but
at least for a little bit, at least for while the dust settles and we see
not 3 weeks in.
Yeah. So I mean, they didn't break him up officially, so you know.
But you can.
They planted the seed. Once you plant the seeds like you did with Finn and Dom, people are going to talk about it. Yeah, that's the storyline you're expecting.
Yeah, but
so now you're not watching them as a tag team. Now you're watching them. Oh, when are they going to break up? Instead of being like, oh, they're taking over.
That's fair. I agree with that. But the same thing with Finn and Dom is like it's been a month and maybe a month and a half ish, and we haven't progressed that at all. So it's like it could be the same situation. So, but I agree with you. Once the seed is planted, you're kind of looking for it. So I agree. I'd rather we didn't plant the seed to begin with.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for today for the Raw recap, Backlash recap, and go away show for SmackDown. It was a pleasure having you guys join us on this journey. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to tune into our other podcasts as we have Joe and Noah covering the Andor. Is it the season finale next week?
Season finale hit this week, and the episode will be dropping next week on that. And we're going to be covering Rogue One as well, as that show ties directly to Rogue One. So it's going to be a fun little episode talking about both.
For sure.
Did you watch Rogue One, Joe?
Yeah. I watched Rogue One a while ago when it came out, and I've seen it once. I've seen it once since it came out. Haven't seen it in a couple years. I was going to rewatch it. I waited until Andor Season 2 fully released because the end of Andor Season 2, literally the scene ends and it picks up Rogue One.
You just sold me on Andor, brother.
So I'm very excited to rewatch Rogue One after the season finale of Andor.
Yeah? Well, I'm not tapped into Star Wars for one, but still highly encourage you guys to watch it. As you can see at Jay's cup in the back. Joe and Noah do a great job covering the show. They will also be covering the NBA, the second round recap.
Shout out to the legend killer Anthony Edwards, bring it home, baby.
Yeah. So I actually saw a report. Well, now we know who the Pope is, but before a couple weeks ago, it said Anthony Edwards was likely not going to be the Pope. So
that's good.
I don't know.
He can focus on basketball, you know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know he was probably the favorite. I know I lost some money betting on him for sure.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. The Pope is straight out of Chi-Town. You know who else is straight out of Chi-Town?
D. Rose.
Yes, Derrick Rose, but...
okay, cool. Yeah.
I was referring to CM Punk, but...
Oh. Yeah, respect.
Yeah, he walked out to Cult of Personality, actually. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you guys. Tune into our podcast next week. and/or season finale, Rogue One, second round recap of the playoffs. That's all we have for today. Love you guys. Stay safe. Peace.